I want this body to taste like love, supple with suffering, yet forever a soft thing wrapped up in the skin that melts in your mouth. With odd bits people mistook for sin, cracked their teeth on the seed of its jeweled nastiness. A bittersweet creature you mature to get accustomed to, like the taste of coffee or matcha makes the heart beats too fast, but now you can't go too long without your morning fix. Lest the world seems too dull. Oh, but this is not to say make me a drug. I'm imagining more so a well-loved rose the little prince grow in his garden, to know what it means to open your heart wide enough and feel the walls of its pulsate, which is to say make me your summer fruit. Instead, the kind ripe with citric juice that leaves you salivating, and a split tongue hurts your gum just a bit, leaving your mouth cooking with the aftertaste of iron and sugar, a self-sacrificial type of pleasure. Let me be all of what is sweet and biting, all that is bitter yet holy. So yes, let my body be all of it, whatever is conjured at the corner, love and desire meets. Thank you. Okay. So this is a sad poem. It's about depression. Y'all ready? Okay. All right. Okay. Can I get another applause just to make me feel good? Thank you. It's hard being up here, yo. Okay. All right. Mother, I'm a small and tired thing. I feel too old in this young body and too young for everything that awaits me. Lately, I've been imagining folding myself inward, like clasped palms in prayer. I imagine burying my bones in soil, well-loved, well-worshipped. I'll ask for my cartilage to be saved, like the way a Mongolian friend from my childhood had goat bones carved with runes used to tell fortune. The children can roll mine across the floor like dices. I'll tell them that there's love in their stars. As surely as there will be death, I'll tell them to live life with blood boiling, to be furious about things, but equally as affectionate, equally as loving. I'll tell them to live life with tender reverence. I'll ask them to hold a newborn in their arms so that they may recognize the feeling of cradling fragile and precious things. I'll tell them that feeling, practice it like breathing. It'll be what keeps you kind and soft and alive and oh so gentle in a world that hungers for connection. It'll keep you a being poised for prayer. I'll tuck all this into few symbols etched on my ivory innards. I'll ask my lover, hair gray by then, to dust my ash over the Pacific, somewhere water is licked golden by sunsets and daily prayer. Mother, I'm a small and tired thing, though holy, I know, I promise. And I'm sorry I jest of death so often. I'm sorry I scare you. I'm sorry you gave birth to a being more of a son than a daughter, a screaming, fiery thing. I do not want to die. There's just so many miles to go before I sleep, and the only way I can keep myself awake sometime is to remind myself of my mortality, of what a good life means to me, of what a good death means to me. So mother, though I jest of death, I know that I have no intention of leaving just yet. The meds are helping, I promise. Your love is helping, I promise. Thank you. I have one last poem, and it's like a tree-hugging poem. I found out about this thing called like ecofeminism, and it's all about how the patriarchy both fucks women's up and also the environment. You guys can go look it up. It's a whole thing, but I wrote a poem based off of that. So yeah, okay. It's a long one. I've been thinking a lot about sex, death, and magic, that and the logistics of our making. What does it mean to exist in this body that is Thai femme, full of spice, shame, and royal oppression? To be a daughter, but not a son, to be raised honey sweet, palatable to the tongue, despite having came out of my mother bloody and roaring. Society insists in folding me up into the word Gulasatri, Thai for a woman of good breeding, which really means bite-sized, as in swallowable, collapsible, consumable, culpable. I've been thinking a lot about sex, death, and magic, that and the logistics of our making. What does it mean to exist in this body that is Thai, femme, full of spice, shame, and royal oppression? Swimming in a world where men in business suits build skyscrapers to compensate the love they're missing from their mothers, it makes me think about how the Elon Musk amongst us insists we must go to Mars because our home is burning. Announces that our only hope as our planet crumbles is to make the skyscraper even taller. According to them, we'll become so efficient, we mass produce Goldilocks planets like fast food chains till the whole universe is cannibalized into one long stretch of a Californian suburbia, a bright shade of white so peaceful you'll forget where you came from and only vaguely remember it when the 300th wave of the Aryan New Age starts aching for home again. They'll burn incense, play pretend with the sacred that they brutalize in the name of being modernized, just to re-Columbus that shit all over again. And so it goes, and so it goes. This is when I tell you about the small village up north in Thailand, I think. The male domination of land rights and the lexicon of capitalism, as they call Bangkoklylu's rightful ancestors, forest destroyers, say that blood in the soil can't trump printed paper. Some of us are more equals than others. So how can it be injustice when it's just karma rightly distributed, while they label tribes as illegal immigrants to legally dishome lives in the name of national park conservation? They'll laugh and call it natural selection, Darwinist domination, a colonizer's favorite punchline. So write this down, kid. The key to civilization always requires some dehumanization. Gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, break a few necks to make a profit, extinguish a few culture to make an empire. The logic of man claims that to go on living, we must keep on destroying. Yet, did you know that the sweet spot of human hearing evolved to fit birdsong perfectly? Music is not an optional luxury, but the opposite of hunger. This is my long way of saying, I'm calling for a communion, babe. For the divine femme in you to wake up, shake what's corrupt. Let's us dismantle the table entirely, melt down glass ceilings into softer somethings, reimagine our rampage landscape as home and whole again. We'll be so reverent of the feminine that we reclaim our planet with the oldest language of healing and rebirth. So yes, I've been thinking a lot about sex, death, and magic, the role you and I hold in our individualist units of reckoning. Our divine mother is beckoning. Let us play. Thank you so much. That's it.